Hi, my name is Sydney Samuel, and today I'm going to be persuading you guys on why college students should not have to study something that they are not passionate about. First of all, I'm just going to start off with a few statistics I found off of this website called goacta.org, and what they did is they surveyed 50 different colleges from around the nation, and they discovered how many colleges require you to take a certain amount of core classes. So the more core classes the college requires you to take, the higher of a grade they receive. So first off, 1 out of the 50 colleges received a grade of an A, and they require you to take 6 core classes, and this is actually Baylor University right here in Texas. 14 out of 50 of these colleges received a grade of a B and require you to take 4 or 5 core classes, and these include schools such as Texas Tech University and Texas A&M University. 11 out of 50 colleges received a grade of a C, and they require you to take 3 core classes, and this includes schools such as Ohio State University and the University of Oklahoma. 12 out of 50 schools received a grade of a D and require you to take 2 core classes, and this includes very prestigious schools such as Harvard and Princeton. And lastly, 12 out of 50 schools require you to take 1 or 0 core classes and received a grade of an F, and this includes Cornell and Iowa State University. As for the rest of my presentation, I used the sources of northernstar.info and niacc.edu. So now I'm going to go ahead and get to some reasons on why college students should not have to study something that they are not passionate about. So first off, college is already very expensive, as we know. You have to purchase textbooks, you have to purchase electronics such as calculators, laptops, all of that type of stuff, and you also have to purchase Scantrons. So these are all very expensive. These are just other expenses that aren't even included in the rest of your tuition. And so this really adds on top of each other the more and more core classes that these colleges require you to take. Next, college students specifically choose to go to college in order to get the education it takes for them to get to their career. And so there are so many classes that you have to take in order for you to reach your major, that you have to take all throughout college in order to just graduate with this major. And so all of these random core classes added on top of that is honestly a waste of time when you could be using this time for something more useful, such as taking classes that are actually going to benefit you and help you to graduate with your major. Lastly, this can actually ruin your GPA if you're taking a random core class that you're not as blessed in. For example, I am not very good at English, and no matter how hard I study and how hard I work, I'm not always going to receive as good of a grade in English because it's not something I'm passionate about, and I'm just not naturally as good at it as I am at some other classes. And so whenever you're going into things such as a job interview and you have maybe a lower GPA, it's actually resulted from a random core class rather than a class that is actually important to what job you're interviewing for. And then lastly, you're spending extra time and extra money on all of these core classes when in reality they're not all really that necessary for you to take. To repeat myself, some core classes are not necessary for certain degrees, and also you have taken core classes all throughout your life. Since elementary school all the way up until high school, you've taken classes such as English, math, science, and social studies. So the fact that you have to retake these classes in college and you have to pay for them is a little bit unnecessary. Also, if you're going to be majoring in something such as English, a random history class is never going to benefit you in any way for what you're majoring in. And lastly, college is already very stressful, even studying something that you're passionate about. So the fact that you have even more added stress on top of all of these core classes, it can get to an all-time high, which is never a good thing. Stress can lead to so many other problems, and so even more stress is added on top by you taking these random core classes, when in reality, not all of them are even going to benefit you in the long run. They're just required to take by these colleges. So these are just a few reasons on why college students should not study something that they are not passionate about. Because of the fact that college is expensive, because students choose to go to college in order to get the education it takes to get to their career, and because some core classes are not necessary. These are just some reasons why students shouldn't necessarily have to take all of these core classes. I hope today's presentation has persuaded you guys on why college students should not have to study something that they are not passionate about. Thank you.